All right, we are here outside of Chaos House, one of the new mazes here for 2017 in California's Great America. Also outside, surrounded by Jester Town, kind of a evil clown section of the park. So Chaos House is supposed to be all chaotic, so all sorts of madness, trying to find your way out with mirrors and all sorts of other things. And obviously here we've got kind of the killer clown gestures going on. Got a good picture. Thank you. Look at the fog. So with that said, let's make our way inside. So we went through quite a long mirror maze and then a blackout room. So really, you know, pretty simple in terms of what they were, but very complicated in getting out, and as a result, pretty fun. It's kind of old school, classic. Reminds me of when I was a kid going to mazes. So again, the theme here is all chaos, so it's difficult to navigate. Again, relative to a park haunt, I mean, as you're probably, what you're seeing, as confusing as it may be, is not, because I'm right now just watching through the camera, it's not really much different from what I'm seeing outside of it. It's just white and black and green kind of flashing, or at least I'm picking up green. Carmel's right in front of me. I can't see her at all. And you're trying real hard not to step into an actor.
I see it.
So in this one, you're constantly coming up against choices. Oh, wow. This is pretty cool. So, we have only seen this effect, the idea of like going through the swamp, one other time. Let's watch it from back here. And that was at Hobbs Grove. And it is a really awesome, cool effect. And you can hear it's freaking people out behind us. Let's take a look back though. You can see them making their way through the fog. Alright, that was a lot of fun. I'll be honest, I did not expect much out of it. When they say the theme is like chaos, it's like, well, what does that really mean? But that that embodied it really well. And the fact that they used that swamp lighting effect that I've only seen once in 40 places that we stopped last year and 30 some the year before, and it's been Hobbs Grove. I love it. Really cool. All right, we're gonna move on to the next spot. Alright, that's awesome. We're being welcomed into Jester Town. This is the scare zone, as we said, that exists right outside here. The Chaos House. Lots of room for actors to play, just enough of these little jack-in-the-box setups for them to hide out. Pretty cool little setup over here. Fun, I like it. Good way to start out here in the actual haunt portion of the night with Chaos House in Jester Town. All right, next up we are heading into the Wax Museum. This was a favorite last year. Scary Farm fans might recognize that black magic facade, but it was a really fun, old school type of haunt. As you can imagine, what happens when the Wax Museum figures come alive. kid at Six Flags or a trick-or-treat at Knott's. This is kind of my maze here at Great America, where I would totally be good with it returning every year. Because, I don't know, to me there's just some things that thematically are so classic that it just makes sense. It just makes sense for them to always be at a park. And one of these things, they'll like replace figures. At least that's what we noticed last time. You would come through, and in one case, you'd have a wax figure there, and in another you would have the replacement there. As I said, I mean, to me, just wax museums are fun, kind of classic attractions, and so I'm a sucker for them, and definitely a sucker for a haunt maze that utilizes them. So, fun stuff there. We're gonna keep moving. Alright, so I think this is gonna be our last segment in this video, which is fairy tales. Fairy tales. So I believe this is our egghead.
Perhaps are you Rapunzel? Long enough, I don't think so. Perhaps you're Cinderella.
So Humpty Dumpty looked like he had a great fall with all that yolk on his head. All sorts of demented princesses. Some cute little set pieces here. Looks like 3 beds, one just the right size.
Welcome to my home. Have a seat.
Hello.
Do you want to be my friend?
Sure. It's interesting, the scare zone kind of comes at, it's not quite a dead end. I mean, it circles back around here to Zombie High and stuff, but it's really pretty far out of the way in general to get to. Some fun little set pieces, fun music. Not a ton of actors, but a few. Looks like we've got the wolf and grandmother's clothing over here. And it seems like they're fairly photogenic in general in the park, but in particular in this area with these sets to take pictures. So that's cool. Not part of the set, but there's Snoopy. Always a good photo op when Snoopy's involved. Alright, so I think we're going to wrap up here. We did hit a couple skeleton key rooms in this too. We'll talk about those on the podcast. We don't want to film anything with those because that just seems... those are always such short and interactive experiences, very small, one-on-one or one-on, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that. So we're not going to film anything with those. We're not going to talk about them at all on the videos here, but we will on the podcast, not in a spoilery way, but just kind of let you know if we think what we think of the value of them and the experiences of what you get. So with that being said, we're going to wrap this video up. Until next time, we'll see you in line somewhere.